Oh, what's happened to that? Oh, there you go. Hello, is there anybody on? Oh, I've gone live on YouTube and on Instagram. You're propped up on a book and on Lovely Get Over Yourself. Joe Rising has gone and got herself a gold. Sarah Hayton, silver, and Leslie Stannard has got a bronze. Laura Thompson, never mind, lovely Laura. You can have a special one for number 4. Hi, Irene and Wendy. Oh, Wendy Wheeler, H. Samuel's manager, J1211, I remember. Hi, Denise. Hi, Jane and Joe. Hi, Joe. Lovely to see you. Hi, Debbie. Debbie, I've just left you a voice note. That's all I have to say on that. Hi, Michelle and Christine and Ashley. Good morning. I'm about to leave you a voice note, Ashley. Hi, Madge. And hi, Billy Jane. And who have we got on Instagram? Hi, Suzanne. I think that gets the gold. And kids, because it's all in one on Instagram, it's hard to read, isn't it? Kidars greatly. Hi, you've got a silver. And Rebecca has got a bronze. Hi, Mazzy and Michelle and Ruth. Lovely to see you all. Right, let me crack on. It's only going to be a quick one. I hope Marie Pritchard's not on because she'll be going, yeah, right, of course it is. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Iran. Hi, Irene. So I read your email this morning. It was fantastic. Once you get over the empty nest heartache, it's fantastic. Irene, thank you. A few people have said that. And it's hard to believe, isn't it? I mean, I've no idea what I was going to talk about this morning. I thought I'll wait to see what you lovely lot bring up. And yeah, for those of you who don't know, for those of you who aren't on my email list, I should put the link on and I forget. I send an email out every Friday and I just talk about whatever I talk about, like these lives. It's like a written version of this, so be warned, I write as I speak. And it was about, obviously, what was it about? Isn't it a cruel thing of Mother Nature that you go through perimenopause and menopause and all the shit that brings, just as your children leaving home and just as your parents are needing attention? It's bizarre, isn't it? But everybody goes through it. And I was talking about it being a circle of life problem, and it really helps me to look at things like that. And I might put my email on, actually, so then you can read it for those of you who aren't on my email list, which will be a lot of you. Oh, Elaine, thank you. Just seen a write-up about Joe in the Lancaster Guardian. Yes, he was in the Guardian and the Visitor. It was grand. But and he's got another gig this weekend in London. But yes, I've thought I was all right. And, you know, with Nancy going and Joe going in very quick succession, and Nancy's the last one. And even Simon's commented, I was out drumming last night, and Simon said it was just really weird. Even though Nancy might have been at work ordinarily and he'd have been on the house on his own, it just feels different. It's the anticipation of knowing they're not, you know, obviously they'll be back at Christmas, but knowing that they're not going to come in at night, or Nancy's not going to come downstairs with a face like thunder, with her boobs hanging out, you know, with her AirPods in, watching something on the thing to go and make herself some breakfast. You know, it's knowing it's not going to happen. And, oh, Marie's on. I said I won't be long, Marie. Hi, Sue. And I thought it was all right. And I opened the fridge yesterday before I went drumming. I opened the fridge and I just saw her yoghurt on the top shelf of flake. She used to buy them herself. I'd never get them. Flake corner yogurts. And it was just the fridge is quite empty because we've been in London for a couple of days. And so it's quite empty anyway, so it looks a bit sad. And just on the top shelf on its own was one of Nancy's yogurts. And I'm not kidding you, I just went to pieces. It's the first time I proper cried. But then it was crap because I had to go and get my eyelashes done and my eyes were all puffy. And then I had to sleep having my eyelashes on, and I came back and rushed to drumming. I was really rushing, and I went to drumming and I left halfway through drumming. I love it, and I really do love it, but I put myself in the back corner and I thought, in the break, if anybody speaks to me, I know I'll just start crying. I know I wasn't going to hold it together, so I thought, before I make a tit of myself, I just said, do you mind if I go home? Then as I was asking, I started crying, so I couldn't get out quick enough. And they are such a lovely group of people, and we're doing a gig on Saturday. I can't wait. But sometimes you just know yourself, don't you, that You have to accept, and I've never felt this way before. It's not anxiety, it's not depression, it's not pissed offness, it's not I can't be arsed, it's not grieving like I did for my dad. I've never experienced it. It's a really weird. It's like that. What is that feeling? It's really weird. Oh, and like you keep seeing stuff, and you're all right, and then you go about, and then you realise that I think it's the life shift, the acknowledgement of the life shift. You see other people's young children, that's never going to happen again, and I put it into perspective because I'm so lucky that I've only ever dealt with my dad's death, and and that's a circle of life problem. My dad's death, just like the children leaving home, is a circle of life problem. My dad was 84, 85, so it was pretty much, it's no surprise that it happened. So I call them circle of life problems. And what I mean by that, and I don't want to let anybody take anything the wrong way, that I'm glossing over it or making other people's real problems not a problem, if that makes sense. But I'm just talking shite now, so I'll just go ahead and say it. But a circle of life problem is your parents die when they're supposed to die when they're older. Your children leaving home when they're teenagers and early 20s. It's all supposed to happen. But like I said in my email, so that's a circle of life problem that so many people go through. It's not special to me. It's so many people. Hi, Leanne. And I really, really do believe that. And thought of mine, let's have a look. Debbie, that was going to thought that myself, mine is a line. It keeps going up, so I can't see it. Line in the game of Jenga. Yeah, it's odd, and you just try and I can see why you'd think that. But no, a circle of life problem. So it isn't really a problem. It's just an adjustment, something that's supposed to happen that happens to so many people. And me remembering that makes it so much easier to deal with. What isn't supposed to happen is you having a really bad car accident and getting lifelong injuries when you're 26, having your parent die when they're young, seeing your own children, be traumatized in a life-changing accident, or worse, passing away. They're not circle of life problems in my mind. That's real shit, and that shouldn't happen. And that's how I categorize the two. And I've been very lucky that a lot of mine are just what I call circle of life problems, but it's not to diminish how you feel. So like I said, like when we're all in lockdown, everybody deals with it differently. And some days you can absolutely feel shocking for no reason. You don't have to justify it to anybody. If you feel shocking, you feel shocking. So you've got to acknowledge it. And I've delayed the opening of my membership, not delayed the opening of my membership, I've cancelled it. I was going to do a big launch in September. It's been planned in the diary for months, since last year, September. It should have been last week, and because I didn't know Nancy wanted to go to London on the 6th. So thank God I did cancel it, but I was going to delay it and do it like next week. And what I mean when I say big launch is adverts, wall of fame, challenges, everything to open the tribe with big pomp and ceremony. Well, I'm not doing it. And I think I've decided with Ruth when I'm going to do it, but I'll let you know next week. But we're just quietly opening it for 2 days. I'm going to come on here. Obviously, I'm doing lives anyway, so I'll be putting a link on saying tribe's open, but for 2 days only. I'll do it on Instagram. I'll send you a couple of emails, but there's going to be no adverts, no big group testimonials, none of that. Because I know I want to acknowledge this life shift. And that's what my email was about last week. And so I'm not questioning really how I'm feeling about this. Let me do another impression. If you can come up with a word for how I'm feeling. I've got that to do, but it's really weird. It's quiet. Be all right. It'll be all right, Sally. It's not. It's not the end of the world. Right, let me get on with my work. I've got to do that video for my membership. Hiya, da la 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 la. So you do all that, and then you put it on, and then you go, don't like it. Maudlin, Christine, it could be. It could be Maudlin. I think Lost, hey, Instagram, they're hammering the responses. Come on, Facebook, discombobulated Sue. That's it. Joe Rising says Lost. Jodie Rodwell says Lost. Another discombobulated. So great. We've got 3 discombobulated. Joe Rising, vacant. I love it. Do you know what? This is really helping. Thanks for my therapy session. But it's weird. It's weird. I just don't know. So I'm just sitting with it. Total emptiness, deflated. Yeah, it's strange. And I don't quite know what I want to do about it. Pauline, my 21 is leaving home to start work in Surrey. Only 44 hours away. I agree with everything you say. They're ready, but we're not. And that's the thing, Pauline. I think that is the thing. It is the juxtaposition. Like, say if something had happened to them and they were really sad, then you're really sad, aren't you? And it's stressful. And how can you make them better? But do you know what, Pauline? I think you've hit the nail on the head. Look at Mushroom, bless him. It's the juxtaposition of them loving it, them loving their lives, and you're actually not. And you think, you fuckers, why aren't you more sad? Have you seen how you're leaving me? And like, I ran when I was in London for 2 days. I had to get out of my hotel room because we've got a lot of stuff going on at work at the moment. I just had to sort it all. I just had to get out of the hotel room, and I wanted Sam to, do you want me to come in? I went, no, I just want to be on my own. And I went running, and we were only stopping on Tower Bridge Road. And I've stayed there before, and usually I just want to run by the river. And that's the thing with London. It's all these tall skyscrapers. I want them all to go away. I wanted to see sky and be in sky. And so I thought, I'll go and run to the river. And I took a wrong turn and I couldn't find it. I was only a minute away and I couldn't find the River Thames. And then it dawned on me that Joe lives in London, my middle son. We only took him down 2 weeks ago. So I looked on maps and I thought, God, he's close. So I ran to his house, and it was only 8:30 in the morning. I phoned him. I saw him outside. And again, and no disrespect, Joe, went in just for 5 minutes, saw his room, had a quick chat and left, and went, bye, shut the door. And I went, oh. And I walked off down the street going, oh. I can't find the Thames. Stuff's going on at work. 2 children have gone, oh. I was like, come on, Sally, it's all right, it's all right. You know, in limbo, Ashley, that's it. But I'm getting a lot of lovingness from you ladies who are saying it gets, and I really do believe there's something around the corner. And I think I'm going to start shining brighter than I've ever frigging shone in my life, let me tell you. I can feel it, but it's not there yet. I'm shining at the moment, a bit like Nancy's new shoes did after she went out on a night and they came home dull as shit. So that's how I'm feeling at the moment. But you could see little glimpses of how they were new, you know. But I tell you, I'm going to polish. I totally get it, says Jane. My son going for the second time after coming back during COVID for a year. I'm not looking forward to it. I know, Jane, I get that, but weren't we given a gift in COVID? Joe was at home for 14 months because of it. He should have gone straight to London. Ashley, in limbo, not having the energy or mindset to move in any direction, quicksand. Do you know what? I think that's a great. And usually I think, well, I'm a feeling, what do I want to do? But exercising my way out of this isn't going to work. Eating myself to death isn't going to work. And that's new for me. Usually I'd be exercising, going, come on. But I don't want to ignore it. I don't want to ignore it. I want to feel it. And like when I went drumming last night, I could have, oh, come on, Sally. But I just was in the backest corner and I saw everybody and they're lovely. And I thought I can't do the break because I know if somebody says you're right, and somebody had, and just before we started drumming, tears were stuck on my eyelids, like in there. Tears were balancing in that. And I was like, oh, don't anybody look round, don't anybody look round. And then we started drumming and I was all right. And I nearly asked, can I go then? But I thought, no, I won't. I'll get to half time and see how I feel. And I thought I just need to go to bed. So I did. I was in bed at 9:15. And I've forgotten why I was telling you that. I can't remember. But I just want to acknowledge it. I want to sit with it. And I think we don't do that enough. We try and mask it with alcohol, with food, with exercise, with shopping, with just being busy, with doing a big sod off launch in your community. And it's the best decision I've made now. I'm not doing it. I'm really not. But I'm still opening it. Hello, you're coming in. You've got 2 days. Ta-ra. God, it's going to be a lot less stressful. Alison, lovely. Alison, she's an expert at this. Alison, life is different when children move on. It really means you have done a wonderful job as parents, helping them to go off confidently in their own adventures. Alison, I know you have such a wonderful life. She does so much and she's so busy and it's full and she's got grandchildren. And I really do believe that there is a massive, hugely enjoyable part of my life to come. And I just want to appreciate every single second of it. And I can't believe how sensible I'm being. I'm just, I'm doing this course with Andy Ramage, who was one of the founders of 1 Year No Beer. He doesn't do anything with them anymore. And it's called the Arete Way. And it's a 28-day sort of self-development course. And I want to do something just for me. And it started on Monday. And I'm behind already. I've not done the last 4 days because I've been in London for 2 days. Came back, just worked all day yesterday, catching up with the stuff that's going on and drumming last night. So yes, I could get really stressed. Yes, I could go, oh my God, I'm shit. Look at me, I missed the table then. I'm shit, I'm crap, I'm behind, what's the point? But I'm just going to gather my thoughts. I'm going to put a video in, say I'm behind, but do you know what? I'm going to catch up over the weekend. And you're right, Becky, it's a process. Claire, you've gone from full-time mum to part-time. It's totally life-changing, being mum 24/7. You will shine brighter and stronger. This is just a massive adjustment that you need to get through. Send you a hug. Well, thank you, Claire. And it is, Lisa, it's the end of an era and a change in the dynamics in your family. You've been through it as well. It really helps, honestly. But now's the time to embrace your life for yourself and enjoy the adult relationship with Simon. I mean, I was 24 when I had Ben. So we were together 17, 18, 19, 7 years. We met when we were 17. And to go back to just being us two. And obviously we're different people now than we were back in 1994, And I'd get that, Shirley. I do think the greatest gift is let them go and be. But it's little things like we were with Nancy all day and she was in a bit of a sullen mood. She's not been well, bless her. And so we stayed with the Frasers and Ben came and we left her to her own devices and went golfing with Ben because he had the day off. And it was lovely. And I was just remembering every moment. And when we were sat in Nancy's digs, I was just sat and I was just staring at her. She goes, Mum, stop staring at me. I said, just let me stare at you, will you? Let me stare and remember your mardy arse face for a bit longer, And when she says she'd got stuff for risotto, but we couldn't find any I can never say that, RBO rice. So we had to go and get some from a Tesco ages away, because she cooks a lot, does Nancy. And she goes, I'm not making it now tonight. So she ordered a Subway on Uber Eats. She won't be making a habit out of that, will she? Paying £8. So we were stood outside a flat, in Walthamstow. That's where she is. And it's lovely. It's an amazing place. And we were just waiting for the Uber Eats man to come on his bike. And I was dreading him coming. I thought, just take your time, mate, because as soon as she gets to Subway, she wanted to go in and eat it. So, I could see him stuck at a traffic light, and she couldn't see because it was just around the corner, but I could. And I thought, just stay red. Let me just have this moment a little bit longer. Because I know for them, they're not that bothered. And anyway, she got a sandwich, said thank you. We had a hug and off she went. She just skipped in, pressed the open door button. Off she went into her digs in the reception. It's beautiful with her Subway. And I'm left there on the pavement. I mean, I'm not even sad about it, but it brings back memory. You're left there on the pavement in the middle of Walthamstow with Simon. And it's just really weird. And off we walked to the car, and that's it. It's really odd. She could have taken a bit of yogurt with her. I'm not sad, honestly, I'm not. It's just the feeling of it, and it's just the phenomenon that so many people go through it. And it's a natural process, and that's what I said in my email. I'll put my email on. I do it occasionally on here. It's just a blog at the end of the day that I send out an email. I love writing me emails, I really do. And I love, they get the responses from it. And Friday's always a busy day. I say I don't respond to them all, but I really do try to. It takes me ages. But that's what it's all about for me, that connecting with people in the community. And it helps you to know that you get it. And just being left there in the traffic and busyness of whatever the road was called. It's just right next to Black Horse Lane tube station. And so now we're going to go back in October for my birthday and watch Hamilton, which was a cancelled event in lockdown because it was for Joe's 21st birthday. So now I've pinched it as my birthday present. He said that was supposed to be for my birthday. And they're adults. And I think Simon's shocked at how it's affected him. I don't think he thought it would be, but he said it does feel very weird, very strange. Yes. Mary on Instagram, be happy in the knowledge that your kids are happy and confident. It is, and I loved it. So, Kit, you haven't had your Friday emails in a while. Well, you must still be on the list unless you've unsubscribed. Please check your junk. Just check your spam. It might have gone into there. So, right, well, that's it. That's all I wanted to speak about today. And Joanne Gregor, hi, lovely to see you. You're making me cry knowing what is to come. I dropped my daughter from Bristol in 10 days, my best friend. She's so ready for the next part of her life, but I'm not. And that's where the issue is. Right, Joanne, this is my advice to you. Do not waste a second of the next 10 days worrying about what it's going to be like. If it comes into your head, just go, there you go. There's the Betty bitch voice. We're going, it's going to be awful. It's going to be shit. I'm dreading it. Just acknowledge it and choose not to get on that particular thought bus and spend all your time just enjoying what is, enjoying now. Because I did that when I stopped drinking. When I did the first 90-day challenge, literally the second half of it, I worried about what we're going to do when I drink, or what we're going to do on the 90 days, what's it going to be like? And it ruined it. So then when I decided to go for the year of not drinking, this is like 3.5 years ago, when I decided to go for the year, I made the decision that I wasn't going to spend a second worried about what I was going to do at 365. And I didn't. And it was so much better. So, Joanne, that is my advice to you. Don't even give it a thought. Just enjoy these next 10 days because she's leaving and you're going to feel shit, probably. But you don't need to add on the perceived or the imaginary shit, and make yourself feel shit now. And that's what I did with Nancy, really. I didn't really I just thought, yes, she's going. And if I allowed myself to think about it, it made me sad. And I didn't want to feel sad. And I'm doing that now, really. I go, oh, and that's because I'm thinking about it. But I don't want to ignore it. At the same time, I want to process it. Alison, you'll always be needed. They're always there for your support. Oh, bless her. Hope she's okay. Alison, her daughter's not very well at the moment. So you are parenting their 2 children for the next week. But what a gift and what a joy to be able to do. Jodie, having all these feelings and emotions makes us all amazing, caring people. Don't change all massive vlogs. Yes, and that's Jodie to everybody. So, Joanna, know how close you'll be with your children, and just enjoy the next 10 days. And it's that makes it all right for me, is that we feel almost bereft, but they're living the best lives. They're loving it. And I could see that in Joe. He said, hi, Mum. Yeah, whatever sort of thing. And yeah, they are. And I think that's hard. They've not fallen over and scratched the knee. They're not on the bed because they've got heartbreak and you're trying to comfort them and you feel sad for them. You feel sad, but they're off living the best life the cheeky gets. So I think that's it. So, Jane, my nest is now empty, tidy, ordered, calm. My babies have grown, beautiful and flown, just the way I taught them, and my heart is full of pride and love. Let me share this one so people can see it. Thank you. But, there is ache, there is a throb, a pang I've given of myself in a way that only a mother can. So consuming is that gift, there is scarce room for much else to thrive. Oh, bless you. It won't show the rest of it. So I'll be able to look at it when I come in and do the comments. But thanks, Jane. That's a lovely acknowledgement. Yeah, Jane. I mean, it is stuff like this, isn't it, Jane? You never realise the day will finally come when the kids leave home. I came back from a few days away on my own, and there was pizza box and other stuff sat on the side. Washing up not done and a basket full of dirty washing. Normally I'd kick off, but it doesn't matter now. I know I'll cry when my daughter goes back next week, sending love to everyone. And because this community is filled with a lot of women similar age to me, a lot of you can totally understand that. I remember a magazine article that I must have read 10 years ago before any of my children left home. They weren't clear. It might have been more. It was from Woman and Home, and I used to subscribe to that. You know, and then I stopped because they kept coming every month. I hadn't read them. And it was Woman and Home. It was about empty nest. And then this one woman, I'll never forget it, she said, oh God, she was doing a clean and all her children had left and her son had just gone the week before, her final son. And she was doing a big blitz of the house, and she was in the hallway with the wooden floors and the skirting boards. And she was cleaning the skirting boards, and there was a big chunk out of one of them, and she just burst into tears because she remembers it happening years previous when one of them thought it'd be fun to skateboard round the hallway. I thought, God, you must have a big hallway, love. And he'd taken a gouge out of the skirting board, and she'd gone absolutely mad. And she said it just brought back all the memories of the shouting, the laughter, the tears, the tantrums. And she said she'd give anything to have it. And that's what I remember. She said she'd give anything to be back there. But that's the funny thing. I wouldn't give anything to be back there. I wouldn't, because I'm accepting it's a life shift and I want to embrace the next stage of my life. So yes, it reminds you of it. And, you know, there's Ben's written on the wall outside that I've never got rid of, that he wrote with a stone Ben. And it's still there on one of the mantles outside on the stones. You know, there's just loads of stuff that reminds you. But I wouldn't give anything to have it back or go back in time. And I'm chuffed with that. So don't wish you could rewind. Just enjoy the now. So Joanne, going back to you, enjoy the next 10 days. Really make a point of loving the next 10 days and getting every little memory. And don't let them get away with shite either. Nancy sometimes talks like you're an absolute knobhead, you know, so just have to pull her in. The boys never did, but not all. We have been, I say, is it luck or is it how they are? You know, none of them have ever back chatted, the three of them. You know, Nancy does it with a bit of a tone, but never, you know, so I feel dead chuffed about that. And I just love the company. Wait till the grandkids come along. I know, you never know. You can't assume anything, can you? So that's it today, half an hour. I thought it'd be 10 minutes, but, you know, it never is it? So I'll put the email on. I'll put it on for you to have another hot flush. And can I share something with you? I'm still in my pajamas. I came home. I got 8.5 hours sleep last night. I came home. I was in bed at I was asleep by 9:15. And so I've got out of bed. I've not had a wash, not done my teeth yet. I had a business session with Ruth at 7 o'clock. Then been working, doing this live. I'm now going to do another recorded a couple of videos. I've not even had a wash, but who cares? Anyway, 10 minutes, Marie, 10 minutes. Oh, Jo, she's away at a festival for the next 3 days. She's not bothered one bit. And that's the thing, Joanne. And Nancy had the audacity. She went to Leeds Festival for 3 days. Then she went to Highest Point. And on the last night, we were going to go out for a meal just to the Royal with my mum. But there was a group of friends that she hadn't seen, and they asked if she could go for an early tea. And she did that. She went and said she binned us off. And I thought, oh God, you know, but I thought, no, she'd rather see a friend. She can see us anytime. See, what you want to do is be more like that. Not a care in the world. You know. I'd go, tell you, Catherine, you're exactly right. Treasure that gorgeous fluffy baby on the bed. I know in the background, cat cuddles always help no matter. I'd get up, but I've got my pajama shorts on, and the last thing you want to see at this time is my arse hanging out as I bend down to pick him up. So, yes, I am on live with the Dween tomorrow. I am. Do you know what? Can I just ask your advice? This might not be the right thing. That's just made me think. I've been approached by Radio Lancashire. They're doing a women's health hour. I've not responded to a message yet because it was so full on yesterday. I've been approached by Radio Lancashire. They're doing a women's hour. You know, I've been on Radio Lancashire a few times before, just on the phone, you know, just giving early morning, but get up and walk sort of thing live. But they want to send somebody to the house or to meet, and I've got to get 1 or 2 women together, and they just want a chat about women's lives and the issues that women go through and how we're dealing with it. And I thought, well, I could just ask Edwina. And then I thought, and there's 2 little slots, you only get about 3 minutes, 2 little slots live on Radio Lancashire next week of me and Edwina. But that poor woman wouldn't get a word in edgeways. It'd be me and Edwina live on Radio Lancashire. Can you imagine? So, can you imagine, really? Do you think I should do it or not? You know, I tell you, live with Edwina on Radio Lancashire. She'd go all posh though and proper. She would do me head in. And because you're not allowed to swear, do it with Edwina. It'd be awful though, wouldn't it? Oh, Jodie's in the PJs Club. Do it, they say. Oh, I tell that's what that. Oh, Rena, I remember. Oh my God, I remember now. That's where I found you on Radio Lancashire, because you just were ace. It was the early morning. You got up and went for a walk, didn't you? And you had a brilliant day because of it. Rena, thank you for reminding me. Of course. Oh, yes. So, yeah, can you imagine? You'd just be arguing the whole time. I know, but this isn't just to our community who know me and Edwina. Can you imagine? You know, Betty in Blackburn. Who are these 2 idiots? You know, and she'd be going, oh, come on, get her on. I'd be going, oh, I do want Edwina. So she'll go all Antiques Roadshow tone. She'll be there dead posh. And I won't be having it. I'll be going, look at you all posh now. You're on Radio Lancashire. Embrace the opportunities that come to you. Right, I'll think about it. I'll think, yes, Rena, brilliant. Lovely. Thanks for reminding me. That's really cheered me up. Yes, but you have to ask them to give you at least a half-hour slot. All right, then. Well, lots of love, you lot. I'll put the email on. I'll let you have a read. Just embrace the now. It doesn't matter whether you're feeling low, anxious, happy, sad. They're just all emotions that are created by our thoughts. And it's how long we choose to spend on that thought bus. That's a video I'll talk about next week. She will. And believe it, Marie, Edwina does have a posh voice on top of her already posh voice. She comes from East Dulwich. She's from Scotland, isn't she? And I can't understand why she doesn't speak Scottish accent, because she was taught from a young age to speak the Queen's English. I said, well, I wasn't. Obviously, I'm the most northern person in my family, with my children and Simon. Yeah. All right, then. Lots of love. Have a great, great weekend. I'll let you know next week when the tribe is opening. There is a wait list. I've not put the link on. I'll do a post maybe tomorrow morning if you want to join the wait list. No pressure. Just because you join the wait list, you're not signing to get in. You can change your mind with no hard feeling. If you want to join the wait list, you'll just definitely get to know when it's opening, because it is only for 2 days. Have a cracking week. I'll be back on, because I do like doing these. I feel I'd rather do this than do Facebook ads. I just need you to share them, that's all. And that's how the word gets out there. And then the odd stint on Radio Lancashire. But I'd rather do this than just faff about doing all these. Oh, grow your business, 10-step protocol. Come and get my blueprint. Do a sales funnel. I hate it all. I'd just rather sit here and chat to you lot, because I think we help each other. All right, then. Lots of good subjects coming next week. If there's anything you want me to talk about, do say. All right, I need to go. Right, let's say bye to Instagram. Ta-ta. And let's say bye to Facebook. Joe, remember, treasure the next 10 days or 7. Let's have a look. Right, end broadcast.